evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Zach Newton. This is Ultimate Dirt TV coverage of the World of Thunder Esports League Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series live from the dirt track at Charlotte. Try saying all that 3 times fast. I'm again Zach Newton, joined in the booth by Jerry Van Sickle. Jerry, qualifying underway. Evan C. currently at the top of the timesheet with a 15.225. There you see Devin Cardwell, the winner of the Fixed Pro Late Models, sponsored by DirtFan.com earlier this evening, and we've got a great list of drivers here on hand for this one. There you see the 127 of Blake Majulis.
Majulis now quick time. See what he does with it. I think he'll probably keep it. Yep, there it is.
Minute left to qualifying, though. We'll see if anybody in the field can knock him off. Here you see Ethan Toder in the loudest race car in the world, that 23T. See what he can do as he takes time here. Again, Majulis, C. McSwain Clark, and Rockcastle, Kentucky's Drew Hopkins, currently your top 5. DHR in 5th and 6th with Cardwell there. And Toder going to slot in 9th quick. Davin Cardwell, Jerry Flippo, Ruggiero, Toder, and James Grace, your top 10. A great showing for Grace already in the UMP Modifieds. He looks to continue that. Is now Dustin Sizemore going to put his lap in that Pontiac Rayburn machine.
So we'll see how they time him on in. Like we said, looking about 15 seconds left in qualifying here in the Mimi's Makers in Motion Super Late Models here from the dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. So great to have you in. Of course, UMP Mods just finished up here, or Modifieds. Good little show in that one.
Absolutely. Green to checkered in the feature, long green flag run. Blake Majulis winning that one comfortably. As we go to your timesheet here, there's the bottom of the timesheet. Up to the top, it is Blake Majulis with a 15.164. Then Evan C., Zach McSwain, Mason Clark, and Drew Hopkins, your top 5. Clark, McSwain C., and Majulis will start on the pole of our 4 heat races this evening. Those will come at you right now on Ultimate Dirt TV as we go to our starting grid. On the pole, it is Asheville, New York's quick time driver this evening. That's the 127 of Blake Majulis. Outside of him, it's another world championship driver, the 157 of Mount Vernon, Kentucky's Drew Hopkins, the Rockcastle Rocket for DHR.
Hill Pilot to Newton Cattle Family or Farms Racing, 29. Ethan Toder to the inside, row number 2 to the outside. Also one of them Newton Cattle Farms Racing entries at 12, Ben Crowdermarsh.
Chase Hardy, the Winchester Wildman out of Winchester, Virginia, starts 5th. All the boys right there in a pile, Jerry, with Tanner Folds starting in 6th, and that Tanner Folds Racing number 15.
We'll go to the left-hand side of row number 4. It'll be Justin Sick in the 05 and Danny Batistas in the 19 in the Mid-South Dirt Slinger Rat.
So 8 cars in this heat race, 8 laps the distance here in the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series. The first heat of 4, top 3, I believe, will transfer. Brett Wheeler, our producer, will confirm that. It is the top 3 will transfer. So a couple of these guys are going to have to work their way through that 1B main coming this evening. And this may be, strangely enough, a battle for 3rd place with Blake Majulis and Drew Hopkins on the front row.
I will have to watch it. I'm pretty sure they'll probably get away, but you never know. I mean, Majulis has been on top of things this season in the Mimi's Makers in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series, but everybody can have that one off night. So we'll see what happens here as heat race number 1 gets ready to go to the green flag here momentarily.
Well, Jerry, I'm inclined to agree with you. Everybody certainly can have an off night, but Majulis has already picked up a feature win tonight here at the dirt track at Charlotte in the Grace Productions UMP Modified. So I'm not quite 100% sure that this might not be an off night for Blake, but there's evidence to support that he may like this place pretty well.
Here's what I want to see. First of all, I want to see if that 127 wins this heat race. And, I was watching the UMP show here before we came live on this, and you guys, I think Alex called in the money man. We'll see if, there might be a little money wager. I'm a betting man tonight, and we'll see what we can do with this 127. Maybe he'll take some back row money that I'll put up. You never know. We'll see. We'll see what it'll take for him. Speaking of taking, there he goes. It's like taking candy from a baby. Blake Majulis to the top of the racetrack. He's your leader. Hopkins, Toder, and Crowdermarsh, your top 4 coming to lap 1.
Sounds like Jerry Van Sickle's got a wild hair tonight. We'll see if Drew Hopkins gets one running in the bridesmaid spot as he chases Majulis. Around the top side of turn 1 is Ben Countermarsh is now going to look to the inside of Toter for that final transfer spot. Toter in that lime green screaming machine at the top of your screen. Ben Countermarsh with the astronaut on the hood runs the bottom of the racetrack. These two can put on an absolute show side by side. They dance around the dirt track in Charlotte. Give it to Toter as they come off of turn 2 and work down the back straightaway.
They'll hurry it on in. Remember, third's up for grab. Toter's got it in that 12 machine. Then it'll be Countermarsh back there, in the 12. Toter, they're in the 29. You've got to be third or better if you're going to go to the A right away. You can still go through that B, but you don't want to because you don't want to start 13th or worse. Down the back straightaway, though, it is going to be on right there behind Countermarsh as Chase Hardy, Tanner Fold, and Donnie Batiste working feverishly, trying for some better B-main starting spots.
3 Kentucky drivers in the top 4. Only the dirty New Englander Blake Majulis out of New York is the only person not from the Bluegrass State, as Drew Hopkins out of Mount Vernon, Kentucky, Ethan Toter out of DeMossville, and Ben Countermarsh out of Union. A strong showing for the Commonwealth I call home in this one, but Blake Majulis also putting on a strong showing out in front as he starts to pull away inch by inch from Drew Hopkins as the popsicle sticks are in the air, Jerry.
2 to go down the front straightaway here at the dirt track at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. It is Majulis, Hopkins, and Toter, Uno, Dos, and Trace. Those 3 cars will be moving on. The white flag will come out this time as they work off turn number 4. Still Blake Majulis in command with 1 to go.
Blake Majulis holding onto that lead with a very firm grip. Drew Hopkins doing everything he can to reel Majulis in, but it might be too little too late. He's closed the gap to about a car length and a half as they work down the back straightaway here underneath the Charlotte logo off of turn number 4. Give the lead to Blake Majulis. Drew Hopkins in the bridesmaid spot comes home second. It's Ethan Toter unofficially in third. We will go to your official results here, see if any penalties were handled out on back in the field, but I don't think we're going to have any problems as we wait on Justin Sick to cross the line there. And now we can roll the session over and get you those official results. And Jerry, it is Blake Majulis officially your winner, no doubt there, but Drew Hopkins, Ethan Toter will take those transfer spots. Countermarsh, Folds, Hardy, Batiste, and Sick to our B main this evening as we grid up heat race number 2.
All right. Heat race number 2 coming to the racetrack. Evan C. in the 33 driving the Victory Lane Racing Machine. Davin Cardwell, they've been racing outdoors in late models all weekend long, coming back with us tonight, racing the 70 on the outside of row number 1.
Good showing for James Grace and the Grace Productions UMP Modifieds. That's the $1 Million Motorsport 269 that starts on the inside of row 2. See if he can keep that going, but he's going to have his hands full with the loose one, Blake Cannon in the 44 for Swindell Speed Labs out of Georgia, starting on his outside.
Hey, going to row number 3, it'll be BJ Duvall driving the Team Outlaw Motorsports 32 in the Mid-South Dirt Slinger. 37 is Brandon Weeks to the outside of row number 3.
Queen of Dirt had some bad luck in the UMP Modified Series earlier. We'll see if she can change that fortune here for $1 Million Motorsports. That's the 11 of Jennifer Hans. And outside her shotgun on the field, the 35 out of New York, that is D1RT's Nick Cooper. Nick Cooper will start 8th in heat race number 2 of 4. Again, 8 laps the distance, 8 cars on the track. Top 3 go to the big show, everybody else to the A main. And with Evan C. and Davin Cardwell on the front, Jerry, they're going to have their work cut out for them.
Back to this Majulis deal. How much do you think he would take to go from the back to the front in the feature? Give up that first place starting spot to go to the tail.
Well, Jerry, we pay $100 to win tonight.
You know what? I tell you what, he could probably do it for $1 though. I bet for $1 he'd go to the. I bet for $1 he'd do it.
I don't know, man. That kid might need more than $1. He might do it for 25, Jerry. 25 seems like a nice round number. It's not because it's odd. I was
thinking. I mean, well, yeah, it's a nice round number because there's 2 numbers which make it even, and 2 goes round. You know what? Here's the deal. I'd put up $25, so it'd pay him $125 tonight if he wants to go to the tail. Yeah, we'll try to get old Moneybags up here and see if we can talk to him after heat race number 2. Evan C. working to the outside. Davin Cardwell. Oh, that was a little rock and roll kind of start. We'll see if that one sticks. They'll hustle to turn number 1 and 2. Evan C. Now Blake Cannon to the number 2 spot as here comes Cardwell around the outside.
Yeah, that's a new one for me. Never seen a start go quite like that. Poorly, to say the least. But Cardwell going to hold on to that runner-up spot, but maybe not for long. The caution flag waves, and I think we may see that one done over again. Evan C. did not fire, I think, when Cardwell thought he was going to fire, and that's going to bring out a caution flag. I did not figure that race control would like that one, Jerry.
Now, if that would have happened outside, it'd have stacked the field up. But with the virtues of virtual racing, we can just go back and say, no harm, no foul. Let's start it all over. So we'll look for a better start out of that front row. Not sure who Mason, I was kind of watching on Facebook because I do that social media thing a little bit, but Mason Lobb, I'm not sure who I'm not sure which one of us he's talking about.
I usually don't open the Facebook broadcast, but
I do. I like to tag along and see what's happening out there.
I'm usually just in the zone here. As I believe, there he is. Blake Majulis has joined us in the broadcast booth. And Blake, I believe Jerry has a business matter to discuss.
You want to gamble tonight? You want to gamble tonight, Majulis?
Gamble.
You want to gamble?
And
hey, first let me ask, you want to take some of my money?
Oh, money.
Yeah. So we'll talk.
What?
You give up your front row starting spot. Go to the tail, and win the deal. They pay you 100, and I'll throw an extra 25 at you. But you got to go to the tail and win it.
I don't know.
Let's bring Tia. Let's bring Tia in. Carla Tia and see what she thinks.
I would.
We go back to green flag racing as the negotiations continue in the broadcast.
We'll negotiate this deal out here, Brett. I mean, Zach, we'll get this done. I mean, look at this. Speaking of getting her done, here we go. It'll be Blake Cannon. Wow, he had a run, and here comes the 70 of Davin Cardwell.
Blake Cannon to the outside, Cardwell to the inside. Cannon and C made some contact, and that may not stand up in the court of race control as Evan C has gone to the back. He's back to 6th, now up to 5th. Cardwell works to the inside of Cannon. But again, there may be some penalties handed out in this one. We'll have to keep an eye on the official results after we conclude the 8-lap distance in this one. It's all Blake Cannon currently out in front of Davin Cardwell and James Grace.
So down into turn number 3 and 4, you see Evan C out there trying to race his way back into at least a transfer. He does not want to come out of a B-main. Down the front, straight away they go. He comes to the rear bumper, to the spoiler. Look out! Trouble's on up front. We got him turned around in front of your race leader. That's going to put James Grace, Davin Cardwell. Look at this. Evan C's raced his way back into a transfer.
Evan C back to 3rd. Davin Cardwell 2nd unofficially. But the recipient of the gift, I talked about how good of a run James Grace had in the UMP Modified Series just a second ago, and now he's going to start on the outside pole of the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series feature here at the dirt track at Charlotte. That is official. James Grace, your winner. Davin Cardwell and Evan C, the top 3. Everybody else going to go to the B main coming up in just a minute as we grid up heat number 3. It's Zach McSwain on the pole, and outside of him, California driver for D1RT, Jerry Flippo.
Matthew Logan, the 041, and his outside from Harlan, Iowa, driving Sorensen Racing. 45, that is the youngster, Hagen Sorensen.
Illinois driver Brandon Freeberg starts on the inside of row number 3 in the 171. Outside of him for Speed Inc. $1 Million Motorsports. It's all his fault. The East Tennessee bad boy in the 11, Dustin Sizemore. And shotgun on the field, the 92 machine of the Mid-South Dirt Slingers driver Corey Austin. That'll round out your 7-car Heat 3 starting field. I'm seeing a message from Blake Majulis. He doesn't think he can give up that pole spot. Jerry, how you feel about it? Jerry Van Sickle moved to silence.
I was trying to. I heard him chuckle in the background, and I didn't know if that was like schoolgirl Blake Majulis or if that was just him saying, "Oh, I don't know that I can do it. I'm not sure." But
hey, I'll do it. If there's no points on the line, I would have done it 100%. I'll put it that way. I would have done it, but me and Evan are pretty close in points, so I think I'd be smart not to do that tonight.
Well, you know what? I mean, I'm that way at the craps table, Blake. I know if I'm playing house money and it's sitting right there, I'll play the house money till it's gone. When I get back to mine, we get a little cautious with it, so I understand. But you know what? I appreciate you thinking about it. That's all that matters. I wanted to see if you'd do it.
I'll do it some other time, I promise.
All right. Well, I'm going to hold you to it.
Right,
You go get that thing. You go get that hot rod tuned up and see what you can do. Since you put her on the pole, see if it goes to. Yeah, Brett says he'll see you in victory lane.
So we get ready for heat race number 3. Zach McSwain, Jerry Flippo on the front row of this one. Matt Logan on the inside of row 2. Former World of Thunder Pro Late Model champion Hagen Sorensen on the outside. The green flag is out. McSwain hard on the loud pedal with Jerry Flippo hot in pursuit as they work down the front straightaway and into turn 1 and 2. McSwain's going to lead by about 2 car lengths down the back straightaway. Matt Logan moves into that final transfer spot as we work the first of 8 laps in this third heat race.
Off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway, Zach McSwain, your race leader. Jerry Flippo, great third place run in the modifieds just moments ago here at the dirt track. But last night at the Antioch Speedway in Antioch, California, picked up the Turkey Classic IMCA modified A-main win. So going from outside to inside, having a great run here, is now here comes Hagen Sorensen around the outside on the 41 machine of Matthew Logan.
Sorensen rips the lip through 3 and 4 to the outside of Logan for the final transfer spot. Does he carry enough momentum off the corner to take the spot? He does. It's Zach McSwain leading Jerry Flippo in second in a side-by-side battle for the last transfer spot. Give it to, looks like Hagen Sorensen down the back straightaway by just the MD3 on the front of the car, Jerry.
Down the back straightaway, now down the front straightaway. It is Hagen Sorensen moving comfortably into that number 3 spot. Jerry Flippo working there in second. Zach McSwain still your race leader. Laps winding down as we should be looking at 3 to go this time, Zach.
3 to go, and it's all Zach McSwain out in front. He's got a little bit of a gap opened up over Jerry Flippo. Hagen Sorensen has reeled in that 13 machine, and he's going to look to move into the runner-up spot. Bronze not good enough for the young man from Harlan, Iowa, as he totes the ham down the front straightaway with the left front in the air. Popsicle sticks are up, 2 to go.
He looked at the inside. Down the back straightaway, yeah. Like we said, Zach, look at that. You're leading me by names coming here off of turn number 4. White flag in the air, 1 to go. McSwain, Flippo, Sorensen, 1, 2, and 3.
McSwain is out in front. He's got a quick little walk through 3 and 4 around the bottom, takes the slider line away in case Flippo decided to throw the haymaker. He is going to win heat number 3. That's the inside of row number 2, where McSwain will park his hot rod as we line up the A-main in just a little bit over Jerry Flippo and Hagen Sorensen. Logan, Sizemore, Austin, and Freeberg going to have to work their way in. What a show these heat races have been so far, and we're not done as heat number 4 lines up as McSwain, Flippo, and Sorensen officially your top 3. Again, Logan, Sizemore, Austin, and Freeberg will have to work their way in as Mason Clark starts on the pole for Carter Speed of heat number 4. Outside of him, it's D1RT driver John Ruggiero Jr.
Hey, going to row number 2, it's Bryce Daffrin from Tejas in the 18 machine to his outside. Bobby Hans in the 08 machine.
The 144 of Brent New starts 5th. Outside of him, Slick Sim Sports 331 machine of Dustin Hall. And shotgun on the field for the Mid-South Dirt Slingers, the 34 of Jack Weaver. 4th and final heat race on track. Jerry, we've seen some excellent racing so far in the top tier series here on the World of Thunder, the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series. An invitation-only series. That's why the car count's a little smaller than some of our other racing action you see on Sunday nights as we get ready to go green in this one. Should be a good show for 8 laps.
It'll be a Jim Dandy of a heat race here as they get ready to come down the front straightaway. 1 to go. Going to be the command out of the starter stand. Had to kind of chuckle. I was going past the Harlan exit on I-80 this afternoon coming back from Nebraska, and I thought, hey, right up the road's where Hagen Sorensen lives. I'll see him tonight on the races. So I had to go make sure things were okay in Lincoln. You know, the Hawkeyes. I'm a big Iowa Hawkeye fan, and not that it matters here because most of the racers here are like SEC and ACC and out there on the East Coast. But the Hawkeyes beat the Huskers for the 6th straight year. So it's bragging rights here in the Midwest. So I feel good.
Tight end you out there in Iowa as we get heat 4 underway. Mason Clark is going to start to pull away in this one. Ruggiero Jr. gets a challenge from Bryson Daffrin in the red and white 18 machine to the inside of the black and white 44. Daffrin to the bottom of the racetrack. Slides up. They make almost a little bit of right side romance there, but nothing major. Just a little tender kiss on the cheek from Daffrin, and Ruggiero holds onto the spot. They work lap number 2 of 8.
They'll do it down the back straightaway. Clark, Ruggiero, Daffrin. That's your top 3. Look at that. The 144, Brent New trying to make something happen. He'll come right down there, trying to find some traction midsection of the racetrack. Not going to have anything, though. Now they'll go back to the top, kiss the creek down in turn 1 and 2, where it's still Mason Clark, John Ruggiero, and Bryce Daffrin. 1, 2, and 3 is this time they come by. 3 down, 5 to go.
Folding up quarter panels like they're notes for an elementary school classmate through turn 1 and 2. Right there around the wall. The cushion is right up against that concrete here at the dirt track. Mason Clark still leads, but Ruggiero Jr. doing everything he can to reel him in. Look at him run the outside. Ruggiero going to go a lane lower, try to cut the distance off a little bit. He's going to pull to the inside of Clark, but can't quite get there to make it stick. And then he pounds the wall in turn 1, and Clark's going to drive away 2 car lengths down the backstretch.
Down into turn number 3 and 4. It's still Clark, Ruggiero, and Daffrin. Up front, they'll hustle down the front straightaway. 3 to go this time, down into turn number 1. Clark with a great run, working it right there to the top of the racetrack. He will rip that lip off of 2 down the back straightaway. You see how close they get to that outside retaining wall here at Charlotte as they come down the front straightaway. 2 to go. Can he signal out of the starter stand?
Clark going to look for the little bit of cream filling down there in the middle of the racetrack. We'll see if he can find some traction through 3 and 4. As you see this great camera from Ultimate Dirt TV, you can see the difference in line as Clark goes down the racetrack just a little bit. Ruggiero Jr. stays about 4 feet off the lip of the fluff through 3 and 4, but then they're both right up top side as we work the white flag lap in this one. Mason Clark down the back straightaway looks comfortable. Ruggiero Jr. may have something to say about it. Doesn't look like he's going to get there. Give the win to Clark in our final heat race. Ruggiero Jr. second. Battle at the line. Give it to Bryson Daffern. He's going to move to the big show. Everybody else to the B main.
There you go. 4 heats in the books. Wow. Quick. As we'll go straight to the B main. So I think we'll take, what are we going to take out of that B main, Zach? So it should be 12 cars for 24.
Yeah, we'll have 24 starters. So Mason Clark, John Ruggiero Jr., and Bryson Daffern, your 3 drivers into the big show. As we get ready to line up our B main, and this one should be great racing action. You're battling for track position. 10 laps, top 12 will go. Somebody's going to go home. We start on the pole with the Newton Cattle Farms Racing entry for Ben Cowdermarsh out of Union, Kentucky. That's the number 12. Outside of him, it's New York's number 35. For D1RT, it's Nick Cooper.
Hey, we'll see Matthew Logan in the 041 to the inside of row number 2. To the outside, it's Brent New in the 144.
Tanner Folds for Tanner Folds Racing. The North Georgia Rocket in the 15X machine starts 5th. Outside of him, it's the Mid-South Dirt Slingers driver, Brendan Weeks.
Going to row number 4 to the inside, it's Dustin Sizemore in the 23, and Dustin Hall in the 331 to the outside.
The Winchester Wildman for HRE Motorsports. That's Chase Hardy out of Winchester, Virginia. He'll line up in the 9th starting spot in the 49. Outside of him, it's BJ Duvall for Team Outlaw Motorsport. The Outlaw Boss in the 32.
There we go to row number 6 to the inside, Corey Austin, the 92, and Bobby Hans, the 08.
The rest of the field's got a little work to do. Donnie Batiste going to start on the inside of row number 4, the Mid-South Dirt Slingers 19. Outside of him, it's the Queen of Dirt, the 11 of Million Dollar Motorsports, Jennifer Hans.
Okay, then we will go to row number 8, where it's Brandon Freeberg in the 171 and Jack Weaver in the 34.
Justin Sick in the 05 will line up 17th shotgun on the field. The loose one, Blake Cannon in the 44 will round out your B-main starting grid. Again, top 12 will transfer. So with 18, it looks like Sick and Cannon did not grid. So 16 cars will take the green flag. 4 people going to go home. 12 to the big dance. Ben Cowdermarsh is going to lead the field to the green flag with Nick Cooper flanking him up against the concrete.
Here we go. B-main, 10 laps, top 12. Going to the A-main. Off of turn number 4, they will light things up, and they will take full fenders and fat tires down into turn number 1 and 2. Ben Cowdermarsh, Matthew Logan, Nick Cooper, your top 3. Cooper's got company. Here to the outside comes that 30, or the inside comes Brent New. Now Tanner Folds coming, and in that 12th and final transfer spot, Jack Weaver deep in the field. But what a battle you got up front, Zach.
The 12 machine of Ben Cowdermarsh out in front all alone, and we get our first yellow flag of this B main. Nick Cooper going to hold on to second over Matt Logan. We go to the Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay, and there you see Dustin Hall, the 331 machine for Slick Sim Sport, just gets a little loose, and we'll see exactly what happens here. Looks like he and BJ Duvall going to touch, and then that's going to collect Bobby Hans back there in the 8. Hans going to go for a whale of a ride in that number 8 machine. You can see that car bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, he'll just come on up and then becomes a ramp. Look at that. And up and over and crashing.
Yeah, a lot of unpleasant stuff happening there if you're inside that vehicle.
Not good for the old Warrior Logistics. Number 8 car will go on board with him. Of course, when you go on board on iRacing, it never cuts out like it does in real life. It just goes, hey, check this out.
Yeah, we never lose that camera. And you can see the ride that Hans goes on. Oh, the ZMAX Dragway end of the dirt track at Charlotte. And that's going to bring out our first caution at this B main. And if you're Ben Cowdermarsh on the front, these caution laps are counting. You're loving this. You're looking at a 13th starting spot. That's pretty good track position in the big show, Jerry.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, being up front's where you want to be, because if you win this, you're going to start 13th on that inside of that 7th row. So that's the worst or the best you can start. The worst you can start, of course, is if you finish 12th and start 24th, which now Donnie Batistas is doing right now in the 19 car. So we'll see if Ben can hang him there. Like you said, caution flag laps count in the B main. So we're already approaching halfway point as the green flag waves high upon the starter stand. Down into turn number 1, they'll race them.
Cowdermarsh going to go to the high side. Nick Cooper to the bottom. Cooper doesn't quite have the momentum to hang with the leader, so there's going to be a little bit of gap in between them. He's going to dive to the bottom again in 3 and 4. Cowdermarsh through the upper middle half of the racing surface. He's going to hold on to the lead, but Cooper looks like he might have something for him. They both go to the middle in turn 1 and 2. Matt Logan back there in 3rd, but the battle is on for the lead.
Down the front straightaway, now down the back straightaway to turn number 3 and 4. Cowdermarsh has got it. Nick Cooper is looking. They'll hustle down the front straightaway into turn number 1 and 2. Cooper down to the bottom side. Cooper's got some action traction downstairs, but look to the top. It's Cowdermarsh. Cowdermarsh, you'll see him come to the inside. They'll work down into turn number 3 and 4, and you've got a new leader. You've got a new leader. It's Nick Cooper.
Cooper out in front as they work 2 to go. The popsicle sticks in the air from the flagman here at Charlotte. Matt Logan to the bottom. Cowdermarsh back to the bridesmaid spot. Nick Cooper out in front. Cooper starts to drive out of Cowdermarsh's life down the back straightaway. Can he hold on? The white flag going to wave. You can see everybody else single file almost all the way back through the field.
Off a 2 down the back straightaway. It is Nick Cooper out front showing the way on this one. They'll work down into turn number 3 and 4. Off of 4. Here comes your leader. Here comes your leader. Going to be your winner now. Nick Cooper, Ben Cowdermarsh, Matthew Logan, Brent New, Tanner Fold, Dustin Sizemore, Chase Hardy, Brenna Weeks, Jennifer Hotz, Corey Austin, and Brandon Freeberg, and BJ Duvall, all going to the A main.
So barring any penalties from waste control, BJ Duvall comes home in 12th. That's your final transfer spot. Freeberg in 11th, Austin in 10th, Hans, Weeks, Hardy, Sizemore all the way up to 6th, and then Folds, New, Logan, Cowdermarsh, and Cooper, the top 5 from back to front. We see the field going to do some hot laps here, Jerry. That's going to be our cue to take a little commercial break. We'll be right back on Ultimate Dirt TV with continuing coverage of the World of Thunder Esports League, Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series right after this. Back here live on Ultimate Dirt TV, it is Zach Newton joined alongside
The idiot. I'm here, the idiot.
Hey, whoa, easy now.
No, you said being joined by, and I said, yes, I'm the idiot.
Oh, well, fair enough. I'm not gonna argue with you, Jerry, if that's the way you're putting it on.
Hey,
We're gonna
I'll tell the jokes, you laugh at them.
All right, we're gonna go back to front, Jerry. Take the grid off, bud.
Here we go. Starting at 24th, BJ Duvall in the 32, and rolling into the outside of that final row, it's Brandon Freeberg in the 171.
Outside row 11, it's Mid-South Dirt Slinger driver Corey Austin, the 92. Inside of him, the Queen of Dirt, $1 Million Motorsports driver Jennifer Hans in the 11.
Going to the 20th starting spot, the Mid-South Dirt Slinger number 37, that's Brandon Weeks into his inside. The 99, Chase Hardy.
The 11 of the East Tennessee bad boy, Dustin Sizemore for Speed Inc. $1 Million Motorsports. It's his fault. He starts 18th. Tanner Folds, the North Georgia Rocket for Tanner Folds Racing in the 15X to his inside, starts 17th. That's row 9.
Starting 16th, it's Brent New, the 144. And to the inside of that 8th row, it'll be Matt Logan in the 041.
Ben Cowdermarsh for Newton Cattle Farms Racing in the 12, going to line up in 14th. The B-Main winner, Nick Cooper for D1RT in the 35, going to roll off on the inside of row 7.
Hey, here we go to your top 12. Out of the heat race qualifiers, it's Bryson Daprin rolling off 12th in the 18, and rolling from the 11th starting spot to 45 is Hagen Sorensen.
Evan C. in the 33 for Victory Lane Racing is going to start the outside of row 5. Inside of him, the 23 for HRE Motorsports, Newton Cattle Farms Racing, number 23T entry. That's Ethan Toter, the DeMossville Destroyer.
Looking at the 44 to the outside of row number 4, it's John Ruggiero Jr. into his inside. The 13, a Bakersfield, California, a modified standout, Jerry Flippo.
It's an all DHR, row number 3, Davin Cardwell in the 7 to the outside, Drew Hopkins in the 157 out of Mount Vernon, Kentucky to the inside.
Going to the 4th and 3rd place starters, Mason Clark, the 22, the Carter Speed Machine, and Zach McSwain in the 25.
James Grace for $1 Million Motorsports in the 269 on the outside of pole, and the boy too afraid to take Jerry Van Sickle's money. The 127 of Asheville, New York's Blake Majulis, Tia Moppert's boyfriend on the pole. The green flag waves. They're giving her the beans down the front straightaway. Blake Majulis is going to open up a little bit of a gap over second place. Zach McSwain going to look to the inside for the bridesmaid spot almost immediately through turn 1 and 2. James Grace on the outside going to have to rip the lip and rip it hard to hold off McSwain. Slider coming for McSwain. The White Castle's hot here in North Carolina already, Jerry.
Crave case, because they're going to need them. Fill them on up here on the back half of Thanksgiving weekend. Down off of 2 and down the back straightaway, the 25 machine to the outside. That is Zach McSwain. McSwain going to work the cush. Working it up there is the caution flag coming to the racetrack. Caution out.
This one had already got hot heavy. We'll go to our Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. Looks like that's BJ Duvall back there with the 171 of Brandon Freeberg, and we'll see what's going to bring out the caution. Hans goes around with Corey Austin in front. We'll see if there was some contact there. Exactly what happened, I'm not sure. Looks like Hans may have gotten into the Brendan Weeks machine, and she was on the way around before Corey Austin got there.
Just a little chain reaction, some checking up there. Oh, there you see a hit from the end. Not sure that car on the inside, but you see the front. Yeah, I think Chase Hardy there. You see then the 11 of Hans, the front end come up off the car. I did hear, Zach, that the picks were supposed to come in. We forgot to do our picks. Somebody didn't say who he had, so I've got Blake Majulis tonight.
Well, now, Jerry, I hate to tell you, but Brett Wheeler always has Blake Majulis.
He didn't say it. He didn't say it.
He didn't say it. All right. Well, I'm going to take that number 157 machine, a fellow Kentuckian, Drew Hopkins, back there in 4th. I'm curious to see what Brett does.
Oh.
Well, Jerry, he did say it. You can determine if it counts or not because they can't hear him on the broadcast.
Did you? I was hearing something in my ear from our producer, Brett. It kind of went like, wah. Hey, I'll take Evan C. Why not? I'll take him from the 10th right now.
All right, Evan C. in 10th. Brett Wheeler has Blake Majulis, the Australian fan club chapter president. As we get hard on the loud pedal down to the inside of turn number 4, Majulis continues to lead over Zach McSwain back there in second place, but he's got a challenge coming. It looks like from James Grace as Davin Cardwell going to work to the inside of Mason Clark. That's the battle for 5th. Cardwell right down around the bottom of the racetrack. He totes the left front. You see the 70 and the 157 machine, those identical cars of Drew Hopkins racing teammates. Drew Hopkins now works to the inside of James Grace for 3rd.
Hopkins down there along with Cardwell. Cardwell back on the inside. Like I said, Cardwell, they've the whole family's been dirt late model racing all weekend long. And coming up, going to finish the weekend off with a little iRacing here on the World of Thunder Series. Is off a 2 and down the back straightaway. It's still Majulis, McSwain, Grace, Hopkins, Cardwell, Clark, Ruggiero, Flippo, C, and Ethan Toter. That's your top 10. But look at them. They're going to go 2x2 down the front straightaway. 22 of Mason Clark. And here comes Flippo. Now the 157 of Hopkins working on Grace.
The red clay of 411 is a long way from the red clay here in Concord, North Carolina, as Drew Hopkins continues to work the bottom lane, trying to find the traction down there to get around James Grace. for that final podium spot. His teammate Davin Cardwell is caught right up to him. I imagine they've probably been sharing setup notes, so you see them running similar lines through 1 and 2, but they deviate through 3 and 4. Cardwell going to go to the high side, bang the concrete a little bit. Hopkins sticks to the bottom as they continue to work, trying to reel in James Grace for third.
They'll hurry and scurry down the back straightaway. Great 3-car battle right there, the 157. Drew Hopkins, Davin Cardwell, and the 44 Ruggiero will go on board down the front straightaway with Davin Cardwell. Cardwell taking a look down there on the bottom side, going to tickle the tires. Down to the bottom, he'll dance that left front down there as you see the top 2 breaking away. Now it looks like we've got a shape and race for the lead. You see it right over the air cleaner. Look at this. They're going to be a 4-car battle here, but it looks like Majulis has got company up front.
Hopkins disposes of James Grace and starts to drive out of his life down the back straightaway. He opens up a gap. Cardwell goes to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to try to get rid of Grace as well, move him down into the 5th spot. John Ruggiero Jr. asked for a plate of leftovers from Cardwell. We'll see if there's any gravy left for that turkey as Grace now works to the inside of Cardwell, trying his best to hold on to that tenuous top 5 position.
Talk about that. I made a good gravy yesterday. The family was happy as they're going to pour it to him down the front straightaway, down into turn number 1 and 2. It's still that 70 at Cardwell. But Julius, though, out front, he's taken the turkey, the taters, the gravy, the stuffing, and even the pumpkin pie away from everybody. Says, I'm going to eat it all, boys, because you got to come and get it. Majulis on out front as they work lap number 13 down into turn number 3. Zach McSwain, though, taking a look to the top side. He's hungry, and he's looking for a buffet tonight.
McSwain tries to tiptoe around the outside of Blake Majulis, but so far he can't quite do it. Majulis about a lane off the bottom of the racetrack, really where the banking starts here at the dirt track at Charlotte, trying to find some traction, and he's doing a good job. The outside line not quite there yet for McSwain, so McSwain can't really do anything with it. As here we see Jerry Flippo in that 13 machine. He's up to 7th. Ruggiero Jr., his teammate, is going to work to the outside of James Grace, while Evan C. back there in 8th tries to get to the inside of the Bakersfield, California driver for D1RT. We'll have to keep an eye on those guys going 2 by 2 like it's Noah's Ark down the front straightaway.
They'll pair them up down into turn number 1 and 2, the 269. That's James Grace, Evan C., Jerry Flippo, and Mason Clark back there doing battle. Now you see Ruggiero, the 44, coming to the outside of the racetrack. He'll put her right up there against the Crete. Working that top lane down the front straightaway. Jerry Flippo will follow the tire tracks. They'll work him off of 2 and down the back straightaway. Here comes Evan C. We go on board with the old plaid man fanatic. That's Jerry Flippo right there, all plaided up, ready for winter. Down the front straightaway, he'll seesaw that wheel to the outside as Evan C. looks to the bottom of him.
Southern California IMCA standout Jerry Flippo doing his best lumberjack impression in that driver's suit. If you look down at his pants leg, you can see nothing but denim there below, and I believe work boots for driving shoes. He's working at mountain man style around the outside here at the dirt track at Charlotte, and he's got his hands full with Evan C. to his inside in a battle up in front for 5th spot. John Ruggiero Jr. finally going to pull clear James Grace, but out in front you can see Blake Majulis has started to pull away, but the 2 DHR drivers have reeled in Zach McSwain. Is catfish on the menu? Drew Hopkins works to the bottom.
I will find out. The 157 Hopkins going, fishing, lays it out there. Oh, got to watch your own bobber off of turn number 4. The bobber went down. The hook was set, but look at that. The catch of the day, spit the hook. As off of 2 and down the back straightaway, they'll go into turn number 3, the 157 machine. Hopkins going to let her slide on up. You know McSwain is waiting for it. He's right there. He'll size and turn down the front straightaway, but look at that. Hopkins with a better run that time off of 4.
Drew Hopkins is on his way to the front. He's finally gotten into the bridesmaid spot. Now he starts tracking down Blake Majulis. I just heard something from our producer in my ear, but I'm not exactly sure what. Happy to have him repeat that as Drew Hopkins now is going to pull right out in front comfortably of McSwain. McSwain gets into the wall. Davin Cardwell is going to now try to chase him down and put 2 DHR cars in the top 3, and we're going to see if they can chase down the D1RT hot shoe Blake Majulis.
I'll hurry on down into turn number 1 and 2. Look at this. Yellow's out. Yellow is out on the racetrack. Problems down in turn 1 and 2 right in front of your leaders.
Jennifer Hans, I believe, is the vehicle that brings out the caution. 2 cautions, and I believe you are done here at the dirt track at Charlotte this evening. So she, I believe, will be parked. Or at the very least, she's going to go to the tail as you see her work through turn 4 in our UDTV instant replay. Blake Majulis had just put both her and BJ Duvall one lap down, and she's going to collect the U tire
tickled
over
the
there.
tire. Hey,
Yeah,
I remembered this as I was watching some of this racing from it was some live kart racing from Mississippi, Batesville, Mississippi, and I was watching a little live stream of that, and it was like, I don't know if it was a two-stroke heat race or a feature, but Evan C. was leading a qualifying feature Friday night down at Batesville, Mississippi. They raced, and then he comes back and wins the Pro Unlimited feature at the O'Reilly Auto Parts Indoor Nationals in Mississippi. They drove 8 hours home just so he could race here tonight.
Yeah, we missed him for the UMP Modified Series earlier, but it's good to have him back here now running in 8th spot.
I forgot about that. I was kind of jumped off the Facebook deal, but when I was watching it, I could hear the announcement. I go, Evan. They said Evan C, and I go, there's no way. And then I went to his Facebook. I go, that is him, because he was laying a hurt on him. I think it was Friday night. I was watching it when I was on the road up to Nebraska for a little turkey, and it was like, hey, I know that guy, kinda.
Yeah, Evan C and C High Performance, known for revolutionizing parts of the unlimited kart racing community, and he is trying to work his way for the sake of the points championship all the way up through the field. He's currently there in 7th. You see him as we are back underway in this one. Blake Majulis continues to lead, but those two black Keltner contracting machines, the Bighorn Taxidermy on the side, trying their best to track him down. But Davin Cardwell going to try to look to the inside of the boss man. Be careful, Davin. He signs your checks. 15 to go, Jerry.
Down the front straightaway. This is side-by-side action behind your race leader, Blake Majulis. Drew Hopkins there with a 157 teammate racer, the 70 of Davin Cardwell to be inside. Cardwell going to look to the bottom side, tickle the tires down there, grab the grass. Off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway, put Cardwell back into the number 2 spot. He'll chase Majulis. They all chase Majulis. What a battle, though, with teammates working 2 and 3.
Absolutely. You're seeing these guys drive a great race here. Hopkins going to work his way down to the bottom. That's where he's more comfortable. We call Drew the catfish here because he's normally down there playing in the mud on the bottom. But now Cardwell, who's usually a guy who likes to rip the lip around these places, he's got something down there in the flat of the racetrack here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Hopkins about 2 lanes above him, but Blake Majulis starting to pull away again.
And that's whether it's on iRacing or virtual, the bottom of this place is absolutely flat, as it's got progressive banking that goes through the racetrack. So you'll see 2 or 3 different lanes, 2 or 3 different styles as you work them to the caution flag off of turn number 4. Zach Heidebrink waves the caution here, and we go to a Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay, and looks like things got a little hairy and scary off of 4, and then crash.
Yeah,
Troubles.
like
Bryce Daffron.
Daffron gets into the wall there off of turn 4, and then as he comes back down onto the racing surface trying to get that car course corrected, he unfortunately collects Brandon Freeberg, who gets into, I believe that is Brennan Weeks in the 22. And you can see all this unfold in front of Dustin Sizemore. Sizemore gets caught up in a little bit, as does, I believe that is BJ Duvall in the 32 machine. And that is unfortunate for those 2 drivers. Daffron going to go to the end of the longest line. And we go back to the front of it. It's still Blake Majulis and Davin Cardwell out in front. We'll see if Cardwell's got anything for Mr. Moneybags, who again declined the back row challenge that you issued, Jerry.
You know, I understand. It happens. So as they work him on around, Cooper up there in the 8th spot. He started back there a little deeper in the field. He's up about 5 spots, but it's still Majulis working there. So what's amazing is, like, you know, you look at this deal. Evan C., of course, he raced karts this weekend. Another kart racer working second, Davin Cardwell. He was helping his brother with a late model. I think they were at 411. Majulis races karts. So it's the old go-karters hammering them down here in the top 6 right now.
Absolutely, as Blake Majulis gets on the loud pedal down the front straightaway. He's going to lead. Davin Cardwell going to go to second, but Zach McSwain has made his way back up to the dance party. He's going to go to the outside and rip the lip. Majulis now to the bottom. Cardwell slides up the racetrack. Cardwell might be onto something, and Majulis is going to go to the bottom. We'll see if he can find something on the lip. as they're now 3 wide for second. McSwain around the lip, Hopkins around the bottom, 10 to go.
This is going to get hot and heavy for the number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 spots. You got Cardwell, Hopkins, McSwain, Sweet. Ruggiero's now thrown out of the ring. Evan C's moved up to the 5 spot. Look at this. They will fan it out 3 wide off of turn 2 and out of back straightaway. Evan C in the 33 driving that thing like a madman through the midsection. He is the cream of the Oreo, working off of turn number 4, almost 4 wide. Oh, doctor, here you go with the last 7 to come.
Evan C with a short slider from the middle of the racetrack up in front of McSwain. They're 3 wide for third. Drew Hopkins at the bridesmaid spot all alone. Finally, some peace and quiet for the 157, but it's all hell behind him, breaking loose as Evan C is in the middle. It's a double cheeseburger now as Ruggiero Jr. joins him there inside of McSwain, outside of Cardwell. They continue to battle. The yellow comes out.
Yellow on the racetrack as we go back to the Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. You see Bryson Daffrin things happen ahead of him, and it looks like he just had nowhere to go as the 171 took a Joey Chitwood or Evel Knievel thrill show down the back straightaway or off the nose of somebody there. Freeberg gets in there with him, and then it looked out. Boom!
You see the hashtag on the sale panel, Jerry. Hashtag Sizemore's fault.
We can say that Sizemore's fault because he was driving at the carbonator stud. Didn't see that happening out in front of him.
So that's going to bring out a caution flag and break up what was some of the best racing I think we've seen tonight. But boy, what a show we've got here as Blake Majula still continues to lead. With 6 to go right now, Drew Hopkins and Evan C has come to third. So, Jerry, I don't, want to be the guy who says the thing that we're all thinking, but our picks are running 1, 2, and 3.
I know they are. Can you believe that? For once, we're all in the top 3.
This is wild. There's been a wild night of racing here at the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series, part of Ultimate Dirt TV coverage of the World of Thunder Esports League, the best esports league and iRacing league going right now. And I'll put my money where my mouth is and stake that claim that there's nobody who races like what we do on Sunday nights here in the World of Thunder. And you're about to see that as we unload the field off of turn 4. Blake Majulis leads the king of restarts on iRacing, and he is way out in front. Hopkins and Evan C in pursuit, but Zach McSwain does not want to go home empty-handed.
Down the back straightaway, they'll work him on into turn number 3 and 4. Look at this. It's going to be a great 3-car battle for the number 2 spot. You got Hopkins on the inside, Evan C coming to the outside. Right behind him sits Zach McSwain and Davin Cardwell. Off of 2 and down the back straightaway. Watch that 33 of the big run. Evan C down to the top side of turn number 3 and 4. He's got Hopkins on the bottom. It's still Majulis out front. C with a big surge of power. Back to the bridesmaid runner-up spot.
Evan C has got a silver medal in his grasp as McSwain gets into the wall. He's going to lose a ton of ground, but with just 4 to go, working lap 37 of 40, will come to 3 to go this time by. Does Evan C have time to try to reel in Moneybag Blake Majulis? We'll see if he can do it. 3 to go.
We'll find out what happens. Is it still Majulis, Evan C, Drew Hopkins, Zach McSwain, Davin Cardwell, Ruggiero. Now look at this. Ruggiero is going to come into a battle with Davin Cardwell. Cardwell's going to sling it right across the snoot, going to come across the nose of Zach McSwain as they work on down. Laps winding down, 2 to go this time. White flag will be waving next time.
I could smell the onions off that slider from all the way in Kentucky. They're racing in Concord, North Carolina, Jerry. That one was steaming. Out in front, still Blake Majulis. 1 to run. White flag is out. Evan C trying his best to reel him in, but I don't think he's got time around the big half mile. We work down the back straightaway. Go ahead and sign the check. Fill it out. Blake Majulis is going to come off a turn 4 with plenty of lead between himself and runner-up Evan C. Drew Hopkins, the Rockcastle Rocket, in third. We'll have to go to our official results to see who comes home behind them, as it is all kinds of bedlam from about 4th on back, Jerry.
What a great feature here in your supers tonight. The Mimi's Makings in Motion World of Thunder Esports League stop here, and it is Blake Majulis with the credit to feature win. Evan C, Drew Hopkins, John Ruggiero, and Davin Cardwell rounding out your top 5.
Zach McSwain, Nick Cooper, James Grace, Mason Clark had a great run for Newton Cattle Farms Toter Family Racing driver Ben Countermarsh in the 12. He'll come home in 10th.
Taking a look at 11th through 15th, it's Brent New, Jerry Flippo, Chase Hardy, Ethan Toter, and Hagen Sorensen.
Brennan Weeks in the 22, Tanner Folds in the 15X, Justin Sizemore in the 11, Brandon Freeberg and Bryson Daffern go 16 through 20.
Looking at your final four finishers, BJ Duvall, Jennifer Hans, Matthew Logan, and Corey Austin. Round out your 24 cars and stars here at the Mimi's Makings in Motion. Stop on the World of Thunder Esports League. Visit to the dirt track at the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. There you see a little bit of hot dogging, little showboating, little celebrating out of the 127 of Blake Majulis.
So Majulis will take the Alan Kowicki victory lap the opposite direction around the speedway. We will take a quick commercial break, get our top three drivers all wrangled together, have Majulis finally stop partying $100 richer and park that thing in victory lane, and then we will bring you all the interviews with your top three right after this commercial break. It's Ultimate Dirt TV live coverage of the World of Thunder Esports League and the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series. Back at our post-race coverage of the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series here at the dirt track at Charlotte. I am with third-place finisher Drew Hopkins. Drew, you look strong all night, but you couldn't quite hold off the charge from Evan C. starting in 10th. You started up front. Great run for you to finish on the podium either way.
Yeah, it was a pretty good run. I thought I might have had something from Majulis there, but he's just all around fast right now. I'm just happy to come home third place finish here tonight. I know Say right there at the end, he was quick. I didn't know the top was as dominant as it was right there at the end. I was hoping the bottom would stay, but it didn't, so I had to move up there and just settled for a third place finish.
Yeah, we saw you and Davin both had a strong run. You know, I asked you this, I think last week, you got to take off the driver hat and be a car owner sometimes. You guys have really put together an impressive streak of finishes since you've started working together. You think that that relationship's going to continue for a little while?
I sure hope so. We're really fast right now. We found a lot of speed the last 3-4 weeks we've been working together. So hopefully by the time Pro Series runs around next year, we'll be there trying to compete for a championship and that. But yeah, all in all, it was just we had really fast cars there, and it was a pretty good race.
Absolutely. Well, I'll let you thank your sponsors. Load her up. Get the Pro Late Model ready if you're running those in just a little bit, or get on your way back to Mount Vernon. Any sponsors you want to thank?
First and foremost, I just want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without him, we wouldn't be able to do any of what we do. Bighorn Taxidermy, Troy Vaughn, Derek Keltner at Keltner Contracting. Got to thank you for the wrap, and I just got to give a shout out to my league, Kentucky Dirt iRacing League. Go check us out, and everybody for broadcasting and putting on the league, and my whole family for watching.
All right. Well, Drew Hopkins going to come home with the bronze medal spot on the podium. I believe that Jerry has caught up with our top two finishers. He's going to speak first to the 33 machine runner-up tonight, Evan C.
Evan, first of all, what a weekend! I had to get reminded. I forgot I was watching a little kart racing from Mississippi, and heard your name come across when they were one of the preliminary night races, and then come to find out she took a little feature win down there in Batesville.
Oh yeah, it's definitely been a pretty busy week for us, and I was able to pick up a win down there on Friday and a second on Saturday, so it wasn't a bad weekend for us at all, and just glad we're just able to make it back in time to do this race since we were leading points and just barely made it back in time.
That's kind of what we were hearing. So a little 8-hour trip to get back to race Majulis for this points battle. Walk us through that one. You had heat race was a little janky on the start, and then kind of you got bobbled towards there, but were able to run your way back up to third, which gave you pretty deep in the field. So you had to kind of loosen things up to drive the wheels off this thing, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I definitely would have liked to have won that heat and started second. It's a pretty difficult track to pass on when it's kind of tacky like it was in the beginning of the race. There, it's just somebody up top and somebody below. You can't really go anywhere on this track because those are the two dominant lines most of the time. But I mean, once it slicked off and we were able to catch a few yellows there, we could pass people and just pick them off kind of one by one there. And like I said, I wish we could have started a second because I think we're just as fast as Blake there towards the end. But I mean, all in all, it's a good race to come from 10th and still get second. Would take it.
Yes, it was. So walk us through the kart weekend. Like I said, you got a first and a second down there. That place looked like it was a pretty big arena you guys were in. Kind of watching some of it. I think it was on Pit Road TV. A buddy of mine that does that and was watching. Walk us through the kart deal. How many entries in your class, and how many classes did you run down there?
Yeah, we ran about 3 classes each day, and it's an event that's been going on for 30 years every Thanksgiving weekend, and we either go to that race or there's a couple of other races that go on Thanksgiving we might go to. But I mean, there was like I think 1,500 total entries for the whole weekend, and it was like 20, 30 in classes that I was running. So I mean, it's definitely fun. We do it every Thanksgiving weekend. It's kind of a tradition for us kart racers down here to go to a big race like that and just have some fun and hopefully pick up some wins.
Well, congratulations on that. Was it the Pro Unlimited? I think you won, or what class did you win?
Yeah, Pro Unlimited.
Yeah. Well, congratulations! Great run from 10th to second, and go get this thing loaded up and bring out the Pro for the next go round.
Oh yeah, definitely be back at 9:30. Try and have another good points night in the Pro Late models, and hopefully we can pick up the win also.
There we go. Sponsors you want to thank here for this before we let you go?
Yeah, just got to thank all the guys at Team VLR, FTP, Jeff Brown, and RS&I Flag, McConaughey Setup Shop, Kevin Dedman, his band Dirty Grass Soul, Jim Emery Next Soul Designs for awesome paints, just everybody else that helps out, Captain Morgan. Just thank y'all for doing the broadcast also, and Steven for putting on the series.
All right. Evan C., runner up here tonight. And finally, after making a 7,252 victory laps, you'd have thought he won this deal from the tail to the win with as many victory laps as he did. And finally, we get to talk to him. Blake Majulis, walk us through that one.
Yeah, just kind of fortunate there and had a good qualifying run. Had a really good qualifying lap and started up front and never looked back from there. Just kind of nailed setup. Was not too good early, but I knew if I could get through the first 10, I'd be all right. Just to wait for the slick to kind of evolve on the racetrack, and definitely played in our favor. Like I said, Evan was good. I see he got up to second. I'm sure he would have been right there once again, but I kind of had an easier job starting on the pole, so was fortunate of a good qualifying run, as that matters a lot here. It's tough to pass when the top's really good, but in this race the bottom seemed pretty good too, so I could kind of get everywhere to work. So it was a pretty good racetrack.
Yeah, it looked like the race, it didn't really, the middle maybe slicked a little bit, and you could, they started pulling some sliders in behind you. But yeah, like you said, the top was there, the bottom was there, so you kind of, if you set up to run in the tack, it was there, both lanes, wasn't it?
Yeah, like I said, the track was there all the way around. The top was there. I was running top in 3 and 4 for a while. Then it kind of slicked off and rubbered up through the middle. But yeah, there was a lot of different lanes. I saw Drew running bottom almost the whole race, so it was pretty cool to migrate wherever you wanted to go. I kind of like to see tracks vary a little bit and kind of get one like that where every groove's fast, unlike the mods where the top was just 0.3 faster. But it was definitely a good track.
Sponsors you want to thank for the trip to Victory Lane here at Charlotte?
Yeah, I'll thank you guys first. I appreciate your guys' time every week. D1RT Racing, everyone over there, we had a good run tonight. Still got one left, but Sim Seats, Matt Logan at ML Performance, Folds Graphics, Bighorn Taxidermy, shopfergie22.com, Ultimate Dirt TV, you guys again, and everybody that watched. Thank you.
All right, Blake Majulis with another feature win here at the Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series here on the World of Thunder Esports League, live from the virtual dirt track, the Charlotte Motor Speed, or at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. There you see the drag strip off to the top of your screen if you're still tuned in and watching. And Zach, what a show that feature! I mean, second on back, there was anybody's race.
Absolutely. Evan C. with a great charge from 10th to come home in the runner-up spot, just a little bit short. Going to snug up the points situation a little bit, I would imagine, as we start to get into the final throes of the World of Thunder season. Here it's Mimi's Makings in Motion Super Late Model Dirt Series, World of Thunder Esports League. This coverage with Zach Newton, myself, and of course, proud to call Jerry Van Sickle, my partner, Brett Wheeler, our producer. We thank you for tuning in. Just like Evan C. said, we'll be back at 9:30 tonight. You and Brett will, to bring you the Warrior Logistics Pro late models here from the dirt track at Charlotte. But for all of us at Ultimate Dirt TV, as I take my leave, it's been a pleasure tonight. We'll see you next Sunday. At least I will. Stick around for those pro late models coming up just a little while.